Hello everybody, this is Make It Better, and today we're doing What If Deku Had Transfer Quirk. Part I really don't remember. I'll put it on the title, so don't worry about that. You guys will know, I will not until I downloaded this thing. Um, you can skip some parts. I'm gonna talk about what has happened. I pretty much... Well, my freaking my teeth. I learned that I have a lot of problems with my teeth, and I have cavities, and they're bad. So yeah, I had to deal with the pain throughout a whole week, and another week, and another. So that's mostly the reason why, and I can't really talk while feeling the pain. And so yeah, let's get back into it. Last time I left off, Zuko and the class were having fun. I think pretty much during that very week of everybody Zuko was going through those emotions every day. The end of the school day, it was a hero hero class was next. I skipped over that mostly because I didn't need to say it until this part. So actually, I'll go back for a week, but you will see why. On the days that Zuko had been feeling those certain emotions, he was actually separate from the whole class. The whole class were doing a week of their training to do their ultimate move. And some of them are getting there. Zuko helped them out before the week started. And for Zuko, he's in the classroom using that very emotion and just compress it down for his marbles. And now they're going to last almost about a week or a month. I don't remember what I said, but now it does. So he used that class time for those emotions. So he does it from Monday through Friday, and they're pretty powerful. Now let's get to it. And this is a whole month of training to do their ultimate move. And the end of the month, they go to the hero exam. I think I don't remember what it's called, but pretty much that. And on Monday, school's going normally. Everybody got used to Zuko, how he acts, and they're asking questions, but Zuko just gave them the same answer as always. And in the very last period, everybody's working on their stuff. Zuko's there and doing the same thing. And then he stopped. Mr. Aizawa pretty much told them that this is class. As you know, I forgot what class, but I'm not sure which one. But you can upgrade your hero suit to to help you out with your ultimate move if you need be. You're allowed to go out and get and add some more stuff in. And so they think about it and went on. Zuko figures that he can't really throw that hard. He can with One for All, but he's not very accurate. And when he thinks of accurate, he thinks of a gun. So he thinks, how about I get something like a BB gun or an airsoft gun, but with like a rifling inside it for it can be more accurate. So he went off to the place. May Hastme. If I say her name wrong, sorry. Can't say it correctly at all. And he just confronts her with all these stuff. And Zuko gave her like all the different colors, and he's saying, "Well, here, these are the sizes I usually make them." And she picks up one, and Zuko says, "Oh, wait, don't put it down." And she, looking at it, says, "This is so beautiful, nice color of red." And she crushed it a little too much, and it kind of cracked. And Zuko pretty much swallowed it off of her hand, threw it to the wall, and it completely breaks. And Zuko pretty much reached out his arm and sucked it in. And then, since he's been practicing, he's make it back into the same shape, into a marble. And she asked, "What was that for? And what did you do?" And she's asking more questions. And Zuko pretty much told her, "The one thing these are, I make them hard for anybody to use, but as you saw, they can break easily." Dang it. Sorry. They can break easily. And certain emotions, or yeah, pretty much emotions, affect you completely differently, and it will last longer because I make them last longer. So technically you will suffer depending on which one I shoot you with. And she said, "Shoot? Are you planning to use these like a weapon or sword?" And Zuko said, "Yes, I can make them infinitely, but I don't have a weapon to shoot. I need a gun of a sort. Kind of like a rifle, but like smaller. Can you make something like that for me, for my suit?" And she said, "Yeah, I can do that. So which ones are the safer ones?" And Zuko said, "Well, I say it's the green one and the pink one." And Zuko said, "Well, the green one, that emotion is happy. So when you crush it, you feel so much happier, and it might spread to other people. And the pink one is more safer, but and he's thinking, and she said, "And what?" And Zuko said, "Well, do you have like any love interests, like anybody you like already?" And she said, "Well, kind of looking away," and said, "Well, no." "Why you ask?" And Zuko said, "Well, the pink one, if you break it, if you are emotionally attracted to that person, it will raise up that attraction to make it look like you actually fell in love. If you don't, then it won't happen. Even just like a little bit of love for your teacher, how you respect them, it will raise up higher, and so on." And so she keep that in mind, and she asked if there's any person. So she just pretty much takes only the green ones. So he leaves. See Juro coming in. She's gonna do her what she did in canon. Pretty much put speakers in her on her hands, because yeah, that works better. And he's telling her how he's gonna make something better. And he thought, "Alright, I need to learn how to shoot." And Juro said, "Oh wait, I think Red Shot, I forgot his name. But I know one of the teachers here do really good with weapons. How about you ask Mr. Aizawa about it?" And Zuko said, "Well, thank you, Juro, and have a nice day." And they both separate. Zuko asked the question, and as Zuko was gonna ask, he asked another question. And Aizawa, and this like where everybody's like really tired, taking a break, so everybody's like nearby, and Zuko hadn't done it in a while, so he just turned on his other quirk, his mind reading, and he asked, "Mr. Aizawa, is there like a certain reason other than for the hero training, for us becoming a pros, any other reason to use for our trick up our sleeves, or special techniques?" And he said no, with a lying face, saying no, pretty much just for your for being pros. And Zuko is staring at him, and Aizawa looks at him. He sees different colors in his eyes, and he asks, "Why are you doing this, Zuko?" And Zuko said, I see the truth. Did you forget what I can do with my emotional quirks?" And as I was thinking about it and realized it, and said, "So You figured it out, huh? Well, you read it, huh? And Zuko said yes. Should I tell the class or keep it to myself? And Aizawa pretty much pinches his bridge of his nose and said, I'll do it. Class, everybody, pay attention. Zuko brought out a good question. As you guys know, I told you that you should have a special attack for being pros. What I did not tell you is the other half. In the forgot the name. Dang it. Pro license exam. They will attack you. They call it the UA crush. And they're getting shocked and what they're gonna do. And one of them said, but how can they attack us if they don't know our quirks? And Zuko chimed in and said, well, you remember the sports festival? And they all, oh. And Zuko said, yes. Yeah. And so everybody at that time started working even harder to make sure they don't fall behind and make it easy for the other schools. I want to put that in because that makes more sense. So, for those 3 weeks, Zuko and the rest of the class is working hard on it. And at this point, on the second week, no, this is on the third week, he's getting real good with shooting moving targets now. He's done it first week pretty easy for him, but moving targets is a little hard, but he's getting used to it. And everybody's doing that. And Zuko is actually pretty good at helping everybody else out with their special technique and how to improve it. He just pretty much told them to think outside the box more. Don't just think of just your quirk. Think of how it will affect other people if you use it in the wrong way. And stuff like that. Safety to make sure everybody's safe. And so he does that. Everybody's good. Now let's get into everybody getting into the bus, going to the pro license exam. As everybody getting off, everybody's like looking at all the other kids and future pro heroes and seeing how they are, seeing how they act. And Mr. Aizawa walked up a little bit ahead and Miss Joke come out and pretty much said, well, hello, Mr. Aizawa, would you like to go on a date with me? And Aizawa pretty much said, well, no, I do not want to go on a date. And she just blurt out laughing. And Zuko sees the opportunity to give him payback for making them work harder without telling us the true reason. So he walked up and said, well, hello, Aizawa, and who this might be? Is she some kind one of your lovers? And Aizawa pretty much said, no, problem child. She's another teacher from another school. And Zuko is looking at her, not like that. He's looking at her, using his quirk, and his eyes just turning pink. And he sees that she's up in the 70 to 80%. And Zuko look at to Aizawa. He doesn't need to look at their eyes for this, and look at to the Aizawa. And he sees about 60 to 70. And said, yeah, I guess this will work. Mr. Aizawa. And he said, yes. What are you planning now? And Zuko said, well, I guess this is payback, huh? And he said, payback for what? And he felt something in his... He feels something growing, but he doesn't know what. Not in the physical way. And he and Miss Joke just feels something in her heart, like it grows stronger. And Zuko pretty much did was drop 2 of the pink marbles next to Miss Joke and Mr. Aizawa. And he pretty much said, well, you guys, as you can might feel, I just used my quirk to make it a little easier for you to confess. And Aizawa is trying to look away because he's now kind of nose bleeding, kind of blushing, pretty much looking away. And Miss Joke is just feeling the same thing because she is. And she just feels, young man, what is your quirk and what did you do to us? And Zuko pretty much said, well, hello, I am Zuko Midoriya. I have a transfer quirk. I can transfer emotions. I can even heighten your emotions depending on how I think should work. As you know, love is one of the emotions. And she's kind of nodding to this. And, well, I just heighten your emotion to be a little higher. So you can say what you want to say and it won't hurt. And she said, why won't it hurt? Because Zuko said, well, I can read your emotion, your inner thoughts. I can tell that you actually really like Aizawa. And she kind of nods. That's why she's been asking him out almost every time she has a chance. And Zuko said, well, I can read his too. And he was happy that you asked him out, but he can't do it since work and pride. And she's kind of happy about this. And she's looking at Aizawa, and Aizawa's looking away. And he's holding on to Deku's arm, trying to crush it and make him to stop. And Zuko said, and Mr. Aizawa, do you have anything else to say to Miss Joke? Or this will be the last chance I'll be helping you. It was a really evil grin. And all in the class, both Miss Joke, the class, and Aizawa class is looking at this all plays out. And the girls are getting a hype. The girls from Miss Joke class is asking the girls from the other class what's going on, and they're getting the details. And Jiro pretty much told Miss Joke class that I think he's forcing a relationship. And some of the girls over there said, he seems cute. Do you guys know if he's dating anybody? And they're like hoping they say no. And Mina will say, well, actually he is dating somebody. And they say, wait, who? Is he like dating like someone like a model or somebody? And they all pointed at Zero. And she's blushing, covering her face. And they all said, well, this is his princess, I believe. And the girls are jealous. And they're just now watching the scene go on. And Zuko pretty much is forcing Aizawa. And now let's go back to their scene. Zuko is looking at Aizawa and said, Aizawa, you know, I have more. I can make you say it. Or you can say it in your own words. And he's trying to turn and look at her, Miss Joke, and Miss Joke sees him blushing with some nose bleeding, and he's trying to say something, and Zuko said, well, time out. Here's another one. And he drops another one. This time with a mixture of happy, with a mixture of green. And he dropped it. They both feel it. They're both at 100%. And she just said, out loud, I love you. Will you please go out with me? And he said, "Yes, I will go out with you. Thank you." And he's like trying not say more. And Zuko pretty much pull out the emotions that's overwhelming, because it is now affecting their physical traits. So they he removed that and said, "Well then, was that so hard? And Aizawa, I hope that will teach you a lesson for lying to us." And he walks away, all smug. And the interaction with the other Deku does not happen, because that other Deku, yeah, he saw that and it said nope and walked right away. As he was getting close to the entrance, he feels some malice, but it wasn't going to him, it was going to Todoroki. And Zuko said, "Hey, Todoroki, by any chance do you know that guy?" And he pointed to the wind guy. And he said, "No, he doesn't remember anything." And Zuko said, "Well, go talk to him. I think he's something, I'm not sure what. I think he's more furious at you or somebody." And they do. That moves on to their interaction. I'm doing a little emotion stuff because I have so much stuff on the fight. Okay, here we go. The wind guy is just standing there blinking at Todoroki, and Todoroki said, "Well, fine, I'll go talk to him." And he walks toward him. And the wind guy is just getting more pissed at Sholo, and then he looks into his eyes and he doesn't see the angry look that he does most of the season, most of the show. And he doesn't see the scar. Yes, I remember. And he doesn't see the scar, and he said, "Are you Shoto Todoroki?" And he said, "Yes, I am." Where have we met before? I don't remember faces that well. If I have done something wrong to you, please let me know, for we can fix this. My friend, the one in the green, told me that you have something against me and it might affect your score if this does." And he pretty much tell him, "Wow, you don't remember us going against each other in the scouts as they did the race?" And he said, "Oh, I don't remember. At that time I was more focused on beating my father and not taking on his traits. Seems like I have done that without knowing." And he bows and said, "Will you please forgive me? I had no idea this would have happened to you." And the one guy is taken aback by this, doesn't know what to say, and said, "I wasn't expecting this at all, but..." And Zuko pretty much see them kind of struggling. So Zuko pretty much shoot a bullet. He's learned to use a gun. It's quiet, no one can hear it. Shoot it at both of them, and at that point, they both just feel happier and more relaxed, and pretty much say what they're thinking. And he said, "Well, the truth is, I was more angry that you had that look like your father." And then Todoroki said, "Like this?" And the wind said, yeah, like that. That always pissed me off every time I see it." And Shoto said, "Me too, it pissed me off too. I didn't know I was doing that until a friend of mine told me." And so they both shake hands. Well, they both bow and shook hands and respect each other. Now let's get into it. Everybody's getting ready for their practical exam, and the person is going to say in 3, 2, 1, go, and the building fall apart, and everybody is surrounded. They are actually sticking together because of the thing, because of Zuko. Everybody starts throwing balls at them in the middle, and pretty much everybody in Class 1A that has a long range is shooting right back. Jiro is making earthquakes to move all the rocks up around them. Uraraka is touching the rocks that are smaller up higher to go around them. Bakugo is pushing some of the rocks that were already getting hit by the balls and pushing it back so it can hit other people. Dark Shadow is actually covering up Tokoyami. Momo is getting ready with some swords, technically a spear. It's sharp at the end, but she's making it dull. What is it called? Nah, it's just a poke, and getting that ready. Manila is getting ready for his whip. What else? Mina is getting her hands covered in that acid, covering up her arms. And she's kind of like covering herself up in her acid, before she can draw it faster. And everybody's getting ready for their battle stance. And Zuko said, "Are you guys ready?" And he snapped. It covered the whole place in it. And ahead of time, he gave everybody, as everybody was getting ready, he gave everybody the white ball. And he said, "Put it into your mouth." And they all believe him because it's white. They know what it is. They know what's going to happen. They already know what to do. They had planned this ahead. And Zuko snapped his fingers, and then his stomp too, and it made kind of like a shockwave. At first, it was clear. He felt everybody, and he said, "Okay, guys, if you see blue, red, any color showing up in the area, throw as hard as you can. Those are enemies." And they agreed and said, "All right." And he turned everything black. The people that are not in the stadium see how dark it got. They can see the people. It's kind of like a fog. Instead of being white, it's black, and they see them, but they can't. But the people there can't really see anything, and they're kind of terrified at first. But they're trying to get together and stay in groups, and then they start glowing certain colors, and they're confused on why they are glowing pink. Someone's glowing green. Someone's glowing yellow, black. Well, dark black. When someone is glowing dark black, they start screaming, and more people are getting scared. About 10 people are turning black, and those 10, when they start screaming, it scared everybody to being blue, red for anger, pink for carrying, yellow trying to get away, blue, all those colors, and there's more glowing, and now they're seeing, and they can't see white because it's inside of them. They're not in the outside. And Zuko said, "Now!" And everybody got out, start throwing it at everybody, and throwing the balls at everybody. Nobody can see it. And well, everybody uses their quirk perfectly in sync with each other. And they did teamwork, and the cameras can see what they're doing. And one by one, each person from Class 1A is passing. If you see here snap, it's each one of them, their name called out and saying they pass. And then the last person is Zuko, and he threw the balls, hit them, and then when it said Zuko Midori has passed, he turned off and he snapped again, stomped down, and turned the whole fog, disappeared in seconds. Everybody can see it now. They feel a little tired. That very emotion drained them out, and Zuko pretty much waved bye and said, "Well, good luck to anybody." And he shoots all his emotions into a beam straight up, kind of like how in the canon, I forgot his name, but the guy with the laser quirk, he, instead of him showing up, Zuko shoot one up with all the colors, kind of like a tornado, and he's giving back everybody their emotions back, how emotionally drained they are, and he pretty much said, "Well, good luck to anybody who can pass." And everybody in canon that passed has passed. Now the rescuing it. Everybody's getting ready. Oh crap! Dang it! Crap! This crap. Okay. Where am I? Everybody's in the room, and they're talking about how everything happened, and most of them are glaring at a 1A. And Zuko pretty much said, "Well, I see how many of you have passed. Is anybody here hurt or feel drained?" And some of them does feel it, and Zuko snapped, and they kind of twitch at that point now. And he sees who twitched and walked up to them, said transfer, and they feel better. And he does this to everybody else that feels it. And some of the people from Miss Joke class actually goes up to him and ask, what is your quirk? In the fourth festival, you didn't really do much with your quirk. We only saw your strength quirk. And Zuko said, "Well, that's technically not a quirk. That's my physical body." And they said, "So what is your quirk?" And Zuko said, "Well, my quirk is called transfer. I can transfer emotional or physical pain. And I can also enhance that physical or emotional pain." And they see, "So that's what you did to Miss Joke and your teacher?" And Zuko said, "Yes, I enhanced their love for each other. And I'm guessing they're gonna be a couple in anytime soon. A little longer, but I can see them being a good couple." And they're asking if you can do like any other people, or how does it work. And Zuko's telling them, and they hear a bell. He hears the guy say, "Now it's time for the second half of the pro license exam." And Zuko pretty much said, "Well, good luck to you guys. Let's work, and let's see if we can work together this time." And they said, "Work together? What do you mean?" And Zuko pretty much turned around and cried to his back and say, "Now the real test begins." I'm just getting this off top of my head. I'm not even thinking it through now. Okay, here we go. As everybody's getting hear the directions, there's two parts. In a villain attack, there's always two parts for pro heroes to do: either save the civilians or fight the villains. And whatever you choose could be life-threatening to another, so choose carefully. And he cut off. And at first it's saving anybody. And Zuko knows that their wounds are not real, but he does it anyway. He picked up the kid and said, "Hey kid, are you okay? Kid, can you hear me? And he said, yes, I can hear you. Where are you? And acting like they're hurt. And they're crying. And Zuko pretty much say, okay, I see you. Okay, can you move anything? And they said, no, I can't move my legs. And Zuko said, hey, Momo, Uraraka, I need your help over here. And she lifted up the rubble and picked up the kid. And he holds him and said, it's okay, I got you. And he said, transfer. And the kid feels calm. He actually broke out of character at this point and said, kid, what did you do? And Zuko said, it's okay. He's not breaking character. He's doing it. I just gave you some healing from my... I'm healing you with my quirk. As long as you're with me, I can heal you completely. Do you feel any pain? And they said, I do feel pain. I don't feel any pain anymore. And he said, yeah, okay, that's good. Here. And he put in some green and yellow into him, making him feel tired but happy, more relaxed and happier, and kind of like that. And he just start walking, taking him. He gave the kid to Uraraka and tell her to take him to the medical area. And he said, okay, everybody, now let's find those civilians. And they said, all right. And then after a few 30 minutes has passed, everybody's getting all the civilians have been taken out, and they're expecting it to be over. And Zuko's taking the last kid, with quotation mark, last kid, to the area bay, and placed him down and said, "Are you okay?" And he breaks a white marble and gave it and threw it to him. And the kid was crying, well, acting crying, and he stops and he just stops and looks at him. What is your quirk? I can't cry. What did you do? And never mind. You get a full pass. He's kind of pissed at this because he usually gives bad grades to anybody that pick him up. Find any way to give them the worst grade, but he can't. He just can't give him a bad grade. And this is when the villains attacks. And Zuko sees this and pretty much assign everybody who can fight and who can wait and protect the civilians. So Jiro, Bakugo, Todoroki, Dark Shadow, Laser Guy, Mina. Who else? I say that's pretty much Kirishima and Denki. And you guys go fight the villains. Everybody else go protect the civilians. Find any more if you can. And he did a snap and he search. There's a few over there. And at this point, Zuko's actually helping with the civilians. He trusts everybody else to do it. And Zuko pretty much passed one marble to everybody that's gonna fight, a black and white marble. And Zuko said, here, take this. If you need to use it, and the white one, of course, it helped them after the test is over. And they said, right. And they went off, defeating any villains they need to. Zuko is snapping almost everywhere and trying to find any more people. He's trying to separate from some normal kids to the other kids, the other civilians. And he's racking up a lot of points for this, helping out finding people. And even he's helping other classes because he knows it's a team work. A team have to work together to find everybody. Each and every pro works together for the greater good. And he's getting a lot of points. He's getting a little points, but he's getting a lot because he's helping everybody. thing. I need to clean that. And Zuko is not going to be in that fight. Zuko, everybody else that I said, is fighting Gain Orca. Orca. I'm not sure what his hero name is, but I think it's Orca. And they're fighting. And the wind guy accidentally pushed the fire away from Gain Orca. And Todoroki said, "Hey, can you use that wind to power it up?" And he said, "I can try." And so they try to mix it up. And he learns that he had to do a very small amount of wind, and that empowers Todoroki flame into becoming blue. This will be the only time it will show blue. And they see it, and they said, "Okay, you be on. Let's do it when Bakugo give us a signal." And he said, "Who's Bakugo?" The guy with the explosions. Wait until he said say something you understand. And he's Kirishima, Denki, Bakugo is doing. Actually, Shoto pretty much asked Denki to come over here to help him with this. And they're gonna do the and Kirishima, Dark Shadow, and Bakugo is fighting again Orca, and he's getting tired, and so he start dousing himself into with water, and he's got a power up, and he pushed everybody out, all the ones that were fighting him away from him far enough, and they're kind of knocked out. And Baku said, "Now, damn icy hot," and sorry. And so, sorry, I had to move to another area. Wait, let me do it. Okay, here I go. And so when he said, "Now icy hot," first Denki, and Shoto said, "You first, Denki," and Denki pretty much shoot a bolt right at Gain Orca, wherever water was left, and it paralyzed Gain Orca where he can't move for a few seconds, and he feels it, and he said, "Well, that was a good shot, kid. I guess you guys passed." And right when he said that, both Shoto and the wind guy fired the blue flames, and drying. He did it around Gain Orca, not hitting him, around him, and then the wind guys used his other hand and made a tornado out in there. And the people, the teacher at the outside, seeing them working together perfectly as if they've done it before. And it looks so good. And at the end of the tornado, at the very top, it started turning red and then yellow, and then sorry if you guys hear that. It's my nickname. I don't care. And as this is going on, in the inside, the Gain Orca just passed out. He can't handle the heat. He already dried up. He pretty much passed out. And at that point, they hear a buzzer saying, "The exam is over. Everybody, please come into the front area and see your scoring." And as this going on, everybody's getting ready. Again, Orca is getting taken away to get healed. And they're waiting. And they see the scoring board. Everybody in Class 1A, I said everybody, got to the very top. They're the top 20. And very top is Izuku Midoriya. Second, Bakugo. Third, Todoroki and everybody else. Fourth is Juro, and then everybody else. And I guess I'll leave it at this point. I was planning to do more, but it's getting overheated, and my phone will turn off with no warning, and I will lose this 44 and 33 seconds. 4 minutes and 33 seconds. So thank you for listening, and I will continue with the other parts.